2, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. So he immediately said 7 no trumps, you know, because there's only 2 cards missing. And I would have said 99% of the time, if you've got that many points, you're going to go straight and easily make it. But what happened this time, in this particular deal, when Dummy went down, so there's Clara, here's Dummy, when Dummy went down, he looked and he said, I've got 1, 2, 3 tricks and clubs. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 tricks in hearts. 4, 5, 6, 7.
Excuse me.
And he was looking sort of where he could make the extra tricks. And sort of an extra heart 8. So in order to bring home the contract, he had to make all the diamonds. But what he found was that the diamond was over there and was well guarded. Now, anybody, I would say, will make the contract 50% of the time, because they will fess against the Queen and it either fails and you make 6 no trumps, or it makes and you make 6 no trumps. But what we're going to do is to try and do without an immediate finesse. We've got to take the finesse, but it would be better to isolate the suit first. Okay, now I'm going to take this quite slowly because I know that there is a degree of difficulty with this and with following it, so I will probably go through it twice. And if you look at that hand, what would you think would be the natural lead against no trumps?
It's going to be a club.
I think you're
The 6 or the 8?
clubs.
6 or the 8?
6, I think.
6 for the top sequence is usual.
I thought it was the
It's
top
fourth
plus 1.
highest, longest and
Yeah, which
strongest.
would be 6.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but not if you've got a sequence that's so strong.
Right, okay.
If you've got a sequence that strong, you would lead to 9 of clubs. So, what we're going to do, we're going to actually count the cards when one of the opposition fails to follow. Okay, and so if you'll put up the 9 of clubs, I'll have to ask East West to turn the cards the appropriate way, and then we'll
Turn them round, Cliff.
No, we'll do it like that, actually. You mean,
Okay, so let's just say he takes the Queen of Clubs, and you know you can play the Jack of Clubs.
Yeah.
Jack of Clubs. And so, yeah, okay. Now he decides to carry on with clubs. And so he plays another club, the 10 of clubs. Now, immediately, this hand has to discard. Yes? Right. I think most useless card is the two of diamonds. And so let's discard the two of diamonds. Okay, and you play a king. Right, okay. Now, right. Now in card counting, what's happened is that one of the opponents has discarded. And it's this one that has discarded. And this is east, aren't you? Yes. Yes. And you're west. Yes. And as soon as one discards, you turn your attention to the other person. Now the reason for that is that as soon as the discard happens, you have been given an amazing amount of information. The information that you've been given is that Wes started with 6 clubs. Okay, now I say you turn your attention to this hand because you already know, without any more information, at least sort of half of the cards that this hand has, which is 6 clubs, and you only got to find the other 7. Yes? With this hand, you've got to find a lot more, so you turn your attention to this one. Now, stop me if I'm going too fast. And you can see that knowing that this hand has got 6 clubs, you want to find out just how much this hand holds. Okay. No, it really doesn't matter what you do now, quite honestly, because what you've got to do is to start a process of okay, so let's just say you're still in that hand. You can play the ace of clubs. Yeah, play the ace of clubs. Yes. Yeah.
Why are you doing that? Because that's leaving you with avoiding clubs, and if they get into that.
Well, in fact, all of those winners,
Oh, I see.
and the only winner that you haven't got is the diamond.
Okay.
Yes. Right, and so you would discard another card. I'll leave it to you which card you discard.
They'll be like Aaron.
No, you do it.
All I did is yours.
Excuse me.
No, you do, because you were doing it. Carry on.
They're going to be useless. aren't
Right.
they? Like 4 to a 10. Quite like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We use that one. We've still got another
You've
4
taken
to
that
go.
You still feel that the queen's
Yes, yes, yes.
Yep.
okay. Right. Okay.
So that's what you.
Now, we're not going to touch the diamonds. We know there's 6 clubs there. So we'll take the spades next. And so we'll take the ace of spades. It doesn't really matter. King of spades. And a spade. Yes. Queen of spades. Queen of spades. Queen of spades. And what we're doing is looking at this hand, and this hand is followed with 3 spades. So that we know that he had 6 clubs and 3 spades. So we're learning more and more about what this hand holds.
Right.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, we will now start on the hearts, and we'll start with the king
Okay.
and the ace. Yes. Yeah. And the nine.
to this one, shall we?
Excuse me.
Well, we've got that one's no use to you because the contract will be down if you get to play that already.
So we've
My
got
first hand
Yeah.
had 6 clubs,
You're only
3 of which have not been played, but we know there, and we know that there can only be one other card.
Yeah.
That's the diamond. Now you must always assume that the outstanding card is with the majority. So when, as is going to happen, you're going to play these cards, that is what's going to happen, and everybody is going to be in the south seat, and everybody is going to have the opportunity of isolating the Queen of Diamonds. But you're not going to do it alone, because you will have North to help you, and North is wanting to come around. East and West will not lead a diamond, but will keep the diamond hidden. But now, if you lead, shall we say, the 4 diamonds, yes, followed by the 5, you know immediately that the Queen is over there. Yes?
Yeah.
Yes. You know, and so you know exactly what to do to take the finesse. You can play the ace, yes, yeah, and you play the 6, yes, and you can play the jack or the 9, but whichever card is played, you're going to capture the Queen. Can you see that?
Yes.
Mm?
Yeah.
Yes. No, the Queen is captured. And so, without having to take an initial finesse by a process of counting and elimination, we have found the Queen of Diamonds. And quite frankly, I think Bridge is such a lovely game because it's got so many aspects to it. And the counting aspect is a lovely aspect which you might not have encountered before, but if you haven't, it'll open up relation to you and you'll, you know, sort of be counting and counting and counting from now on, and making impossible contracts. Now you can see how we've captured the Queen. I'm going to go through that one more time so that you can watch the process, because the first deal that you're going to have with ordinary cards in the other room, sitting north, south, east and west, is with these cards. But what we're going to do after that, we're going to take the east, west cards, and we're going to shuffle them. I'm going to mix it up. And so the Queen of Diamonds could be there, it could be there, and it's up to self to try and find. Now, there's no guarantees with this. It works sometimes, it doesn't work sometimes. But what you've got to think of, I mean, when we first started, we found that this hand had 6 clubs. And we knew virtually half the hand. We could have at that stage pointed to this hand, and 63% of the time we would have been right, because this hand has got the most unknown cards, the Queen of Diamonds amongst them. Okay, so even after finding that out, but we still continued to play, and we found exactly how to isolate the Queen of Diamonds and to smite her and conquer her, exactly. So